Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Divine Panther Presents. Today, Stacy, Kimberly, and I shall introduce ourselves to that show called All the Queen's Men, Tyler Perry's new show on BET Plus. And as I've said in many videos, when it comes to Tyler Perry, BET Plus stands for Dick. And there's no exception when it comes to this. As we talk about season 1, episode 1. Now there's 10 episodes. There's so much happening. We're going to do one episode at a time because this pilot was a lot. We need to kind of soak it up and figure out who these characters are. All right. But we're going to start with the main character. The main character is Madam, the owner of the Eden Strip Club in Atlanta. Her legal name is Marilyn DeVille, as we learn over time, actually. And if you watch Power Book 3 or any Power series, actually, this woman is a better leader than Raquel Thomas, Monet Tejada, and Tasha, but who's not better than Tasha? I'm just saying, like, she's about this life. Like, I was extremely impressed with Madam. Stacey.
And her sidekick, Blue. They were just kicking ass and taking names.
Dude. Kim, how about you?
Oh yeah, I love the combo of Blue and Madam. They are fantastic together.
She does her own dirty work. She's not Raquel, who sits there and sends her sons and brothers to do every damn thing, like Tasha and shit. But Monet got her hands dirty at some point. But yeah, in this episode, I loved this episode, and it's hard for me to say that with Tyler Perry shit, but I'm gonna say it because she had range. She was hard, she was soft, you know what I'm saying? She was vulnerable, you know, she was compassionate. I mean, you saw so many different ranges out of this one character in one episode that I was ready to see the next episode. Like, I wanted to see where this was going. And I thought that was awesome. So what's she dealing with? She runs the club with an iron fist because her men hoes need to be controlled. She was actually pimping hoes at 14, I guess real hoes, whatever. And then she got to the men hoes, which are the strippers, you know what I'm saying? But pimping principles are pimping principles, you know, I suppose. We also find out that she's a loving daughter, relatively. So she has a dad named James who's going through Alzheimer's, who's being cared for by Carla very poorly. As we find out that her dad is sitting in his own piss because anybody can just walk up into Carla's house, anybody whatsoever, any time of day. And she's dealing with that. She's self-medicating because she got a lot of stress going on in her life. And then so what do you think relationship? What do you think relationship between she and Carla as relates to the first episode? You know, what do you think, Kim? Do you think it gave a good foundation for their relationship?
So sorry, trying to keep Sparks from getting in the video. No, I think that Carla and they're toxic together. Her and Madam, they hate each other. And Carla seems to be jealous of her sister. In a way, seems to be jealous, and she doesn't want to take care of the father. She's doing it for the money. And Madam sees that, and Madam loves her father. Not saying that Carla doesn't love her father, but basically she sees the father as, you know, like a means for her to make money, for her to go out and do whatever she wants to do. And I mean, you know, they're just toxic to each other. But what I'm trying to figure out is, who is Carla to Amp?
That's what I was wondering.
Is that her child?
So okay, so let's start with Anthony. So Anthony is Madam picks up Anthony, or Amp, from prison. He got out for committing murder, as we find out in this episode.
He killed a woman or a girl.
No, he killed it. No, he didn't.
No, because when they had that standoff with the mom, she said, "That's the mother," and he said, "Yeah, and that's her brother."
Yeah, he killed.
So it had to have been a woman.
He killed a woman. It's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I thought it was a man because she was like, I thought he was saying that you killed like my brother. But let's get with that. So Adam, you know, so Sans Anthony gets into the car with his auntie, and again, we're not sure how their aunt and nephew, like, that has so far in episode 1, that's not established like what their parental, you know, what their familiar relationship is. But then either way, this man says, "Can you take me somewhere?" And she says, yeah, what's the address? She don't ask where the hell are we going? Like where exactly are we going? She waits till he says, drive to this address. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, someone just pulled the gun out on my nephew.
For some reason, I thought he said fried chicken, like he was hungry.
You thought, what?
Like she was like, I want to go somewhere. And he was like, I want fried chicken. Maybe I heard it wrong. But
just
I was
hungry.
like, oh, he's hungry because he just got out of prison.
No, Stacey, you were
So
hungry.
he wants some Popeyes.
Yeah,
Makes
you was
sense
hungry.
to me.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You was hungry.
Stacey was hungry. Stacey was hungry. But anyway, they end up in this neighborhood. Then we got Mrs. Ellis. Mrs. Ellis is minding her business in her yard. For some reason, Amp thinks it's a good idea to walk up to this woman after killing her daughter, I guess. And then all of a sudden, Terry jumps out because every black man is just driving around Atlanta with a gun in the car. And then see, that's why y'all get pulled over. You know what I'm saying? And then, anyway, so he jumps out with a gun in the car, puts a gun, and everybody wants to talk before you shoot somebody. Like, let's have a whole conversation. I want to see your face before I shoot you. How about you just shoot this dude? Because then Madam has the opportunity to get out of her truck, walk in slow motion over to this
High
man
heels.
in high heels.
And she looked fantastic.
She did.
With a gold-plated gun, going a bit over the top.
It's a cute little gun too.
And then put it to the man's head, boss. Like she was like, I'm in charge of this situation. What do you think you're doing? I was like, this woman knows her shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was impressed that she saved her nephew who put her in this position, but then she should have known to ask questions. So let's just say they're both at fault in this situation.
Yeah. When a felon gets in your car and asks you to take them somewhere, you need to ask questions.
A lot of questions.
A lot. Yeah. And then also, and everybody in this episode, and maybe it's answered late. So far, I haven't seen the answer, but everybody in this episode is like, you killed somebody. I know you killed somebody. Why'd you kill someone? Because even Carla's like, get this fucker away from me. You know what you did. Well, how does Carla know? And why does she care? I'm like, it's not explained at all in this first episode. But anyway, so Amp is put into a halfway house because he's on parole. His roommate is named Red, which you find out much later. And I was suspect with this dude. I thought this dude was gonna fuck him. Like that's what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
With Tyler Perry,
extra friendly.
With Tyler Perry, anything's possible. I thought he was gonna wake up with this dick in his face and be like, hey, what's going on? That's what I thought.
He damn near.
I mean, he was like, hey, bro, what you doing, man? You dancing? I see you dancing.
Sleeping? You having a bad dream?
I heard you sleeping. What you sleeping about? I was like, hey, yeah, calm the fuck down, bro. Like this, I don't know what this ain't okay. Like, you know. I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable for Amp. I was like, I don't know where this is going. But then Amp has a little possibility. He meets Madam's DJ Dime, who obviously I was like, they're gonna be fucking at some point.
I guess Lieutenant Governor run didn't work out.
That's right. If you pay attention, as we talked about in our cast preview video, DJ Dime is in fact the very young lady that Councilman Tate was giving it to in Power Book 1, the last few episodes. So I was like, she is no stranger to nakedness, or you know. So I was like, I was interested to see if that goes somewhere. But you know, Tyler Perry don't believe in naked women. But also I was just it's like it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. But she's the assistant to Madam. You know what I'm saying? So she's moving up in the ranks. And she gave Amp a ride to his halfway house, and I was like, yeah, I see this. All right, so we laying the groundwork for that. We'll see how that develops. So Madam she got a lot of things going on, right? She's a hard street woman with a heart of gold. Unless you're white, she's racist, really. I mean, let's just get that out there. Like she don't like white people. Like later on in the show, like it gets racist. You know what I'm saying? She's racist. All right. So, but
all I'm saying is there's a lot of white women in that club. So I didn't understand what that stance was about later on in the season when she said what she said. It's like,
what?
I'm looking at your audience, and there are just as many white women in the audience.
Right. It don't.
Not all about Black excellence.
It don't make sense. But anyway, let's get to the dancers. That's when. Okay, ladies. I'm as it relates to episode 1. How did you feel about the representation of sexy men?
Babyface is trash. I don't like him at all. He looks like a mouse or something. He can get kicked off. Doc, yes. Midnight, he needs to get that brown spot taken care of. Always penis.
So we're gonna break down any one of these men, and we'll get to the penis because Tyler Perry always gets to the penis. All right, so yeah. So if you watch any one of our videos, we said there was gonna be dick, and Tyler Perry did not disappoint for y'all who wanted dick. Like he said this, I will put it into the scene. But anyway, let's start with Brown. So Brown is Babyface. That's his like legal name, Mr. Brown. So we meet Mr. Brown as he's going to divorce court, and
that was not divorce court. That was child support.
It was a child support hearing. Excuse me. It was a child support hearing with his ex, and Linda is his ex, and his baby mama wants some of his money. And Judge Ross is presiding, which we get her name later, but she's presiding over the proceedings. And Brown is like, yeah, I give her the money that I can, but Linda is spending up all the money. And then El Fuego is there. How you say that thing? El Fuego is there. And then he's trying to support his fellow stripper friend, co-worker. Babyface is being supported by a woman named Miss Patty, who's a lawyer, which we find out later. This is where we say, they said in the Players Club, make the money. Don't let the money make you. And Brown currently right now the money's making him, like making him do some shit he don't want to do with Miss Patty. But right now, working through this child support thing, El Fuego and Babyface, El Fuego and Babyface's relationship. He a fake Latin. I do agree. He's probably some light-skinned black dude from Alabama, as they say, who knows a couple Spanish words, and he's an IT expert all of a sudden. Like he's the IT tech of this strip club.
He's in school for it.
I was like, why is light skinned dude only one trying to come up in life?
Tyler Perry is colorist.
I'm just like, and then all the niggas that were in that conversation between Brown and old boy, it was like nigga. I was like, this show should be called All the Queen's Niggas because like it's a lot of niggas. Have you heard?
I thought that was really, really like over the top. It's every other word, yeah.
Right. It was a very short conversation, but it was a whole bunch of niggas packed in that conversation. I was like, good Lord. Also, have you heard this joke? Two niggas walk into a child support case. One nigga is being supported by a black woman and get ready to take care of his bills. The other nigga is what's up?
Explain to me how you're a stripper. Your apartment's getting paid for. Your car's getting paid for. She's buying you all this stuff. Why can you not support yourself? Why can't you pay your child support? Why don't you have savings?
I don't think that's the reason. No. I think Babyface has the money. He just doesn't want to give it to her because he's saying that she is like got all these handbags and she's like dolling herself up and not contributing to the child. That's why he doesn't want to give the money. I don't think it's that.
Yeah, but you're struggling to stay with a woman you don't like and you got your own money. Just get your own place and get your own car.
Yeah, and also why
Madam told him you need to stand on your own. And he's like, well, she does this for me and she does that
likes
for me.
He likes being a kept man. There's a lot of women who like being kept women, and he's just being a man who likes to be kept, and that's his problem. That's why Madam told him you need to.
But the apartment was like this big because his bed was like right next to the stove or something.
That's Tyler Perry. That's Tyler Perry and his set design. Every place is this big. Like every place ain't no mansion. This ain't House Divided.
Madam's house was nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. Spaced out.
True. But so far you don't see the kitchen. And Madam's place.
You saw her bedroom. You saw her living room.
Oh, that's when show started.
You saw like the staircase.
So as it relates to the first episode, because some of the stuff we're actually revealing, we saw other episodes. Like Babyface, yeah, he ain't happy, but like he feel like he ain't got nothing else to do. But that storyline will develop. Let's get into Doc and who Doc is getting into. So very quickly into this episode, we see a stripper that's nailing down some woman. And I'm like, what is happening? I mean, what's going on? So we got Doc giving it to Tina, who's married, who decides to fuck a man in her husband's bed. This is called bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a good idea. An abusive man, you know what I'm saying? A violent man. So when she here's Alan,
and that man owns your employment location.
Your lovers, employment. Yes. So I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm assuming, yeah. So Doc knew that he's fucking the wife of the person who mostly owns his employer. So like that don't make a lot of sense. Like neither one of them doing a great job. But then Doc, after getting it, quickly gets dressed and jumps out the window like R. Kelly's in the closet episode 1, which he couldn't because he was on the 5th floor, but he was going to. I digress. Anyway, Alan comes in and it escalates quickly. You know what I'm saying? To say the least. I mean, between the choking, the rape of his wife, later on he burns her with a cigarette. I'm like, this motherfucker needs to die, like quickly. And Madam does it. I see Stacey disagree.
No, I was just thinking about his character.
Business,
family business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is him.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, that's right. Maybe that's why he got killed off, because he already got another
Total
job.
opposite. Total opposite.
Yeah. So
Well, he was the killer on that show too, but
yeah, but
he was gentle with the women.
He was gentle. Yeah.
So maybe he's like, I already got a job BET, so I'm gonna get back to the other chick. But Madam comes to the rescue for her,
Again.
You know what I'm saying? So she first she hears from Blue that there's some shit going down, right? And she tries
she was gonna tell him don't go over there, but
Me too.
she didn't say nothing.
She was like, whatever, because she tries to talk to Doc. Doc's like, nah, I'm good. I'm about to go take a nap. She's like, I'm gonna show up. It came up, bam! Like shot that dude with no
How did she get in there? Did she call Tina and say, hey, let me in your house?
Let's not get into details like how the fuck she and Blue just showed the hell up. Let's not do that. Because it don't make no sense. Like it doesn't make any sense. And then how is it that Doc wasn't covered in blood and brains from that close range like shot? Like you remember? No, he wasn't. He was
blood on him.
Nah, you looking pretty clean.
No, he had blood all over his face. That's why Blue gave him the towel, because she was like, she said, wipe that blood off of you.
All right.
And I believe that he unlocked the door, left the door unlocked for them to get in.
No.
How she was coming though?
No. He was completely surprised when said, cavalry showed up. One,
she went under the tire and got the key again. Remember she said she hid the key on the tire, a la Your Honor. For him to get in. Like, you too lazy to walk downstairs and just open the door when the man get there?
Come on now. So I actually, never mind. So yeah, never mind. So I it's possible. It's possible. I will say that. Not to get into business. I would say it's possible. But that was a great cliffhanger. Like I was like, what the fuck? Now this is after she beat the shit out of Roman. With brass knuckles, which Raquel has not done, which Monet has not done. Like, because this man owes her 50 grand and across the street at the club, I guess a woman club across the street, like, and whooped this man's ass with Midnight, who's a stripper / gigolo / security guard of sorts. And Blue, her Tommy, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Her Marvin, like that go-to down security person, just watches her as she handles this dude. I was like, I want to see the rest of this show. I need to see where this is going. And then Midnight robs this dude. I was like, hilarious. I was like, absolutely hilarious. I thought I was gonna take his shoes, to be honest, because that's some real hood shit. You'd be like, you don't need these shoes.
What his size?
Oh, he should at least checked and being like, you know what? No, I'm sorry, bro. You lucky. I'm gonna let you keep your shoe. She took a while watching everything. I was like, that was awesome. Let's talk about Midnight, shall we? Oh boy. There's certain things that only Tyler Perry is gonna bring you. Only Tyler Perry says we need a whole scene about a man discussing his dick and the health of it. This is not prostate exam. I'm talking about I've been cock ringing my dick for so long that the skin is starting to die off because of lack of blood. And the doctor is now staring at his dick. He's like, I need my dick. My dick is my life. I was like, Tyler Perry, this is not necessary
Yeah, because he's a grower, not a shower. So he has to pump it up.
And I'm like, but then we saw his
Amen to
dick.
that. Mhm.
Like, I'm like, it's
Yeah, he definitely wasn't a grower.
that's what
He
I'm
was
like.
a shower.
He's
so
a show. I mean, that's a lot. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that's even I was
maybe
like,
it
God.
gets even bigger with the direct.
I'm like, I'm like, bro, you showing a lot. And I don't know why they even did all that, but I'm like, oh, all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I saw Game of Thrones and Westworld, you know, and I'm saying, and Spartacus. I mean, I know it can't be done, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I was not prepared, you
They
know.
have prosthetics for that. So he could just go get something to stick on there.
It looked legit. But anyway, I ain't
No,
gonna
I'm saying like he didn't want for him to stop using the cock rings, he could just use like a prosthetic.
well, he could just use Viagra. I mean, Viagra can get your dick up. I mean, that's a thing. I mean, that's a medical thing. And he can use the pump. I mean, a pump would have worked just well. And if you work out, it's really all about blood circulation. So if he's working out every day like he is, there should be no reason for his dick not to come up. Like that don't make any sense. And like you said, it should just be in the sock. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like if he's fucking anyway. The point is we're going through all this about this man's dick is how much time they put into this man's dick. Like
he goes to the doctor quite often because apparently condoms are optional.
with a dick like that, he's like, hey, my pullout game is strong, but STDs don't care. See, STDs was brought up, as I've said before. So I was like, yes. She's like, you know, you can see me just when you don't have STDs. I'm sorry, bro. My name is Midnight. So when I'm not beating up people, I'm just swinging the dick at women, just punch them in the face. Just, it was a lot of dick, and I was like, let's not do this, Tyler Perry. I'm not sure why this is necessary. I'm not sure.
You know why it's necessary?
Huh?
You know why it's necessary?
My bad. All right, Mr. Perry. We'll let you work this out. But he was like, take 5. He's not even speaking in this scene, Mr. Perry. No, we gotta shoot this scene again. Let's let him walk around with the penis out in the club just one more time. I was like, probably. It hurt my stomach. So we got Doc almost getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? Madam takes care of that. Brown is having baby mama issues. That will be addressed later. El Frigo. What's it?
Fuego.
This I'm gonna say the one to be Latin from now on. I'm gonna get this thing wrong. So what's his legal name? We need legal names for these people. I'm upset we don't have no legal names except for Brown. He's the only one we got close to a legal name. Then we got Trouble. So this what really irritates me about this. It's inconsistent, right? Like Madam is big on dick and dick size, as you will see in later episodes. But then Trouble, who's a strong stud lesbian, is trying to work there, who obviously don't have a dick. So, like, that should be also, that's called gender discrimination. Like, she does have a lawsuit. If she said, I can't work there because I don't have a penis, she could say that's gender discrimination. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, why is she trying to work? All she has to say is, I'm sorry, my dancers need to have dicks, and big ones in particular. Like, so you don't qualify. Yeah, I'm saying, but I don't know if that'll count. But she could. I'm saying, but that should have been the response to that. I was a little bit upset that that's not addressed. Since penis is swinging. And then I was like, where are we going with this? Like, is she going to be important? Like later on, like as we get to future episodes when she comes back, Blue and Cat is there. Blue is always talking about this money. We got to get the money out of the fucking club. Like, what money? How much money? And why the fuck do we keep on bringing this stuff up? Like, it becomes annoying after a while. I mean, we'll get to after we get to the other episodes. So I'm like, shut the fuck up about this money, or just move the money. Like, how do you cash checks? And there's always stacks of money. Like, I'm like, it's too much
foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing.
All right. So I'm like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on with this money. But I like the fact that in this one episode, like, Madam goes through so many different stages for everybody. Like she's there for everybody as much as she can. But in the end, like when she's by herself, she's like, she's taking the medication, it's like she's stressing out, you know what I'm saying? So it shows that she's vulnerable, even though she can be hard and aggressive and violent if necessary. You know what I'm saying? To protect those that she cares about. And I love that. I mean, I love that she's a very dynamic character in a very short amount of time. And I thought that was awesome. And I was like, we need more of this. It hurt for me to say that. Also, Tootie, Kim Fields directed this episode. I was pretty impressed.
She directed all the episodes.
I was like, that's awesome. I was like, that's why I made that dialogue work better, because Tyler Perry dialogue is shit. Like when it's just
it's Christian Keys and I forgot the other person. So yeah, Christian Keys, it's more their dialogue than Tyler.
Yeah. So I like how Tyler Perry says, I'm oversee it. Give y'all some suggestions. As you can see, his input in some of this stuff. But overall, it's not a show, and that's a good thing. But anyway, so Kim, what do you think? Was the first episode something that keep you going?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I continue. So yeah, it hooked me. Like Eva is really doing a phenomenal job. Like I've seen her in other things, and her acting wasn't as good as it is in this. So that means to me that she actually practiced her craft and's gotten better. And she's good as a lead. Like she's really handling the job of being the lead pretty well. And she's believable. I believe her,
Better than Raquel. Raquel Thomas's that fake ass hood / New York accent she's trying to do, that's too much.
I would say Monet, because even with Monet, we know Monet, for me, it took me a minute to really see her as the gangster she's supposed to be in Power 2, but right off the top, Madam, I see her. Yes. I immediately see her. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Stacey, what do you think?
I agree. I was pleasantly surprised that a Tyler Perry production is this quality, and the acting is good. I mean, the strippers suck. They're not actors. They just got a sling dick. But Eva, I was reluctant because I don't really like her personality in any of the other stuff I've seen her do. And like she's always too extra, but it works for this type of setting. It is believable for her.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, this is my first time seeing her, so I just know she was on. Was she on Next Top Model?
Yeah,
isn't that her. And then she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? Neither one of those I watched, so I knew she did some other stuff. But this is my first time seeing her, and this episode, as I will change my mind as we get through these other episodes. But this episode, I was like a real person, like she's acting and talking like a real person. With range and stuff, and that kind of goes away once you get through those episodes. But like as the other characters develop too. But I was like, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens to all of them. And how all this stuff is connected. So that being said, so she killed Alan. So and Alan owns 51% of her business. And he said that Gene Marks is trying to buy it. Which is Madam's old business partner, and we see him later. So she's trying to keep her club. And so the media death, I was like, what is the ramifications of that? Like, I just thought that was going to drive a lot, and it didn't really.
Because, they're clearly not going to find him, but somebody knows where he is, because we see in later episodes she gets a phone call. So and they're like, they say something, so it's obvious they know where he is. So who is this person?
And we got to get in that. So not to get so we're just trying to do episode 1 for this. So it's hard because a lot of stuff we're telling you learn later in the episodes, like who these people are, like Miss Patty and stuff becomes a whole thing. Judge Ross becomes a whole thing. Oh, that's right. So I can say that. So it's interesting how again, make the money, don't let the money make you. Babyface is forced to eat out the judge because she's like, I want to see what's going on at this club, and all of a sudden, so she sneaks into Eden to see what Babyface can do, and then he has to lick it for his child, I guess. Or what I'm saying, you gotta do what you gotta do, just not to pay child support. And that's another thing. Why doesn't Babyface just say, if his baby mama is so bad, just ask for custody? Like, why don't you try to actually be a father to your child?
Once again, they're gonna look into his employment, and if he's saying I'm only making this much money stripping, why are they gonna give you the kid?
But I'm saying, he works at night. Who's gonna watch his kid?
I'm just saying, if
in that little big ass apartment.
which ain't even his. I'm saying, and then he said, if my lady, so that's Miss Patty, as we will find out later, if she finds out I got an 8-month-old, she's gonna cut me off anyway. I'm like what he said that to in the to his boy in at the divorce court. Excuse me, in court.
Mm-hmm.
The 8-month-old. In addition to the kid?
No, it's one kid. He has an 8-month-old.
Oh.
So and I was like, all right. So but yeah, I was like, whoa, I was like, the judge is like that, you know. I was like, that was a bit much. But you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Whatever. And again, like, and then does the club know that? You know what I'm saying? So and like I thought all the men, like, they have very different things that they're going on. Like Midnight seems to be like, now I see why he's trying to get out the game, because I remember when we did our preview video, it said Midnight was like the older stripper who's trying to get out the game. I thought he was too old. It's just all about he's beefing. He can't beef enough to keep his dick hard. And I'm like, I didn't think that was going to be the driving force. Like, that's not like Mercedes Woodbine, who's like, I'm almost 25 and it's time for me to stop stripping, you know. This dude's like, I just can't swing it enough. And I'm like, so I guess I got to get out the game. I'm like, that's a lot. But yeah, but he's supposed to be that senior one, helping the other ones trying to see what's going on. But I guess Babyface is the youngest. He just acts like the youngest.
He looks the youngest.
Huh?
But he got aches and pains too, because he rubbing Ben Gay all over himself, making his tongues numb.
That was hilarious. It's like they can't. I was like, hey man, something. Keep your mouth shut. Stop putting your mouth on things. Which people can't do in this show. There's a lot of that going on. Anyway, we'll get to that next episodes. All right, guys. Ladies, anything else for this episode? Kim?
We didn't
Something's up with the daddy.
Sorry, go ahead.
Something's up with the daddy.
That's what I was gonna say.
And why did he get shot?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yes.
How did Madam get her dad shot? Like that's a story.
That's
Carla,
exactly what I was gonna say. Yep.
Yeah, right. And Carlos is a stepsister. So there's a multiple moms.
Half sister.
She's a half sister.
So
that's probably why they're beefing. Maybe daddy cheated on one of their mamas with the other mama type situation.
Greenleaf.
Yeah.
No. Queen Sugar. That's what I'm talking
Queen Sugar. Yeah.
I know because that didn't work out between two ladies. So and you said the Carla was from the Players Club.
Cool. She was the light skinned one that was like running the show.
Oh, like at the strip club? I don't remember. I remember Diamond, and I remember Jamie Foxx and
she was the main head stripper.
Oh, the one with the blonde wig.
Wait, that's her?
That's her.
She looks completely different.
That's why I was saying she didn't age well.
Oh man, that's rough.
That girl was statuesque. Wasn't she tall?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, completely. I had no idea. Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, you know, she still looks good.
It was quite a few years ago. I mean, even
what,
age.
96?
Yeah, that's almost 20 years ago. Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, and you look at Diamond. I mean, Diamond also aged. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
but the other girl, she still looks good. The little brown one, the one that got raped by the at the bachelor party.
Yeah.
No, Monica Calhoun does not look good. Girl, I got her on Facebook and Instagram. Woo! Girl, something's happening. She don't look good.
This is going the wrong direction. So we will say, Stacey, anything else for this episode? You good?
I'm just not gonna say anything else.
All right, because we kind of watch all the episodes, so it's kind of like all in our heads. So throughout the week, since 10 episodes, Stacey and I will try to work on the other episodes and drop different videos throughout the week. And then Saturday we'll pick back up with Kim and probably work through episodes. But like, yeah, it's a lot. Again, Tyler Perry actually organized a good show, and I don't say that very often, especially by Tyler Perry. But I want to say yes. And overall, I will say it didn't have as much dick as I thought. It has a lot, but not as much as I thought he was gonna do. Like I was prepared, for some real triple X shit. But it's not that bad. So you can still watch it if you're a man or whatever. You're like, hey, I ain't trying to see swinging dicks every day. You can still watch the show. I would say for those who like.
You can fast forward through the dance scenes.
Yeah, because most of the time they don't have anything to do with the actual story. You know what I'm saying? They get you from point A most of the time. So I'm saying, so you can do that. Just every once in a while where, there's characters that are in the back room and that kind of matters and that kind of stuff. But most of the time they just swinging and picking women up and whatever. It's just whatever. But anyway, guys, all right. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to this channel. You can like on the video, comment on this video. Let us know what you think of the show. Do you want a season 2? Is these 10 episodes going to be it? Because like the Oval is like 24 episodes. Like Ruthless is like 24 episodes. So maybe he's dropping these 10 over time. I haven't seen last episode, so I don't know if it's like season finale type thing. But I look forward to.
I heard it was pretty intense. So.
All right. But Tyler Perry, he can bring the drama when necessary. He knows how to ratchet it up.
He gives you a scene and then he walks it back. I'm still mad about that shit.
She's talking about the Oval. That was some bullshit. But anyway, and have nots. I was like, come on, bro. Let's do better than this.
Keys is in charge of this one, mainly. So
yeah, sure, and hopefully. Oh,
and he looked fine. Let's just talk about how good he looked. I was like,
he's been a good looking man.
As a concierge, he's a concierge, right? He's playing the concierge, right?
He's always like into something, like
in this, like what Saint.
You think he's one thing, but he's something else.
Something else.
Yes.
But like I thought he was gonna be a dancer, but he's the guy in the back. That makes sense. He's
he's a little too seasoned for that.
Tyler Perry 101. When Alan stuck his fingers in Tina, to be like. I was like, that's Tyler Perry. That is 100% Tyler Perry. I'm like, why?
But that actually happens.
No, but I'm saying, Tyler Perry's the only one who puts that shit on screen. Like that he did it in Ruthless.
Baby boy did it.
I thought
Let me smell your dick, Jody.
That's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But that was, that
yeah, Jody did that. Yeah.
That was all happened in Ruthless.
In Ruthless, he was like,
he smelled her. He was like,
coming on Ruthless, that scene.
Yeah, I was like, why is Daikon smelling Andrew's dick? I was like, why? I was like, Tyler Perry. I was like, oh man. And then anyway, there's some other dick stuff's gonna come up that no pun intended, that we'll talk about. But I was like, when I saw Alan do that to Tina, I was like, Tyler fucking Perry. I was like,
my first thought when she was like, he came home and she tried to play it off. I'm like, your room smells like ass right now.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
I was like, it absolutely smells like sex was going on in here.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
You probably got that little wet spot on the bed.
Right.
Yes.
Cause they were fucking. I'm like, there's all kinds of juices and shit on that bed.
Yes.
It's like, what do you think? I was like, I gotta take a shower. I was like, bitch, you think I'm stupid? Like, come on now. I was like, I try to feel bad for her, but like, you kind of did it to yourself. Like, you kind of know, like, you had to know the consequences to this shit, right? Like,
yes.
And you don't call confirm where your man is at before you start fucking your other man. I was like, it didn't look good for her. Anyway, we'll talk about the cleanup of that in episode 2. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you again.